who's your least favorite Swedish person?
Oh man.
Y'all know Swedish people?
I only know Leffen. Like, I don't know any other person from Sweden.
I guess I hate Leffen.
This feels like pretty specific.
Yeah.
It was very.
Yeah.
Which one do you wrote this?
What's up, people? My name is Kevin. I'm here at the first Fly Fighters Roundtable. We have a bit of United Nations of games today, and we're going to be going through several topics in fighting games. Right here first, we have Street Fighter 6 Evo champion, Punk, representing a lot of Street Fighter, all that good stuff, also connoisseur of other games. Guilty Gear champion, Nitro. Got two Strive players here, also Razzo, of course, in BB Tag as well, and Melee representative, myself as well, but Jake, Jmook. Okay, I'm gonna have you, here, you can take one of these. How about that?
So what game would you consider switching to and why? I honestly don't want to switch to any game. I just like to play Street Fighter. I don't really care for other fighting games, to be honest.
That's real.
So yeah, I don't really have a game
That's
I wanted
so
to switch to. I don't really care. I feel like Street Fighter is the most popular. Why would I want to switch away from it? It'd be kind of dumb, I think. Not a smart move.
You had a second option though, like if you were forced to.
If Street Fighter didn't
Step down.
exist.
If Street Fighter didn't exist, I'd probably play Tekken. I feel like Tekken is cool. And there's a lot of like competition from international, so you get a lot of international players that play that game also. So I feel like that's a very cool thing. I like international play, I guess maybe since I play Street Fighter and there's so many. But now I feel like I couldn't play without a lot of different scenes playing the game.
Because you play all the games, right?
If I were to go to the game, I'd probably go to Street Fighter, honestly. Only because they have Akuma. That's literally my only reason.
What about like Marvel? They got Akuma.
They don't have Akuma, bro.
Is Marvel like your style as like a team game?
Not really. Like, Marvel's a bit too much for me. Like, the thing with Marvel is like it's cool for what it is, but like the chaos, the whatever is even happening on screen while I'm playing is just, that's not me. I'd probably also go for some Tekken too, honestly. Tekken wouldn't be bad. All my friends play Tekken anyways.
That game is impossible for me. That game is so hard.
You don't have the gene, bro.
It's too weird. The Z-axis is too much for me. If I had to pick one, it would probably be Street Fighter, even though I'm much better at Guilty Gear and it's like what I gravitate to now. But Street Fighter 4 was the first one that I started on, and I think that was like my first love for any 2D. So I would probably have to go with that over like Street Fighter 6 or 5.
I think we're all just saying Street Fighter. Cause
Yeah,
like,
it's so cool,
I was just gonna say Street Fighter as well, just because I feel like it's like the best 2D game out right now. Like, I like 3D to like mash in, to just like mess around in, but like, I mostly want to just stick to a 2D game at least.
Why did none of us say 2K?
Can't just be all of us.
How can you switch to it? It's not out.
I was gonna say Street Fighter because of course, like watching that at Evo, like I think the polar opposite for me would be Marvel, because Street Fighter is just so, like, I didn't know Jack at Evo, but I was grasping, like, visually, it's like spectator wise, it's such a good game to follow. Like, you don't have to know what the inputs are to like understand the gravity of like, what this move does. It's apparent on screen.
Mm-hmm.
At CEO, I was watching Marvel and I literally just thought they put on like a movie, like a fan movie of like the Hulk and doing it. Like I was like, this is like, when does this cutscene end? Like there's literally, it was like 90 seconds of visual clutter. I think that would be the polar opposite for me. I'd probably pick Street Fighter. Doesn't mean I'd be nice at it, but if there's like one game, granted, I know Melee is kind of a different kind. I think,
Definitely.
I'm trying to put a little bit of stride, but yeah, I would also do Street Fighter.
Yeah, I remember really quick. I remember when we were watching him at Evo, and you watched how he can play like a it's like a game of chicken. And you just like explode when you guess wrong. Like I think it's like so dope. I remember you coming up to me like, this is the best.
Yeah.
Like, I love watching this.
Actually, I kind of wouldn't mind going to Melee too. Like,
Oh, okay.
Melee would be kind of hype, but you guys would hate me because I play Fox.
There's nothing wrong with Fox.
Very good. And yeah, I think I would do that. Only because like it's a lot of APM and that's kind of like my thing.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised you said Street Fighter, because yesterday you were like, I just want to jump. And like,
Nah,
yeah, I just want to jump too.
I do, right? Which is obviously why I play Strive. But you know, if I were to go like to the next biggest game, it would either be MK or Tekken, where you can't really jump in either.
I mean, you can jump in MK. That's all they do. Jumping is very big in Mortal
MK
Kombat.
is not big though. Like none that you see.
No, I guess maybe not.
It's huge in sales though.
Yeah,
I'm always surprised at that.
I mean, it'll always be. It's a hood classic.
Let's have Katie pick one. I'm actually gonna fan it out properly
Keep that
this
away
time.
from me. My
Okay.
reading comprehension skills are in the dumpster.
All right, I just read that out now. Okay. Who's your least favorite Swedish person?
Oh man.
Y'all know Swedish people?
I only know Leffen. Like, I don't know any other person from Sweden.
I guess I hate Leffen.
This feels like pretty specific.
Yeah.
It was very. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one of you wrote this?
I know 3 Swedes. Leffen's got to be my least favorite. Sorry, Leffen.
You know 3?
Well, I guess I know 4. I know Armada and his 2 brothers. I know
True,
Android
true.
and Aniolus. And then I know Leffen.
You know any Swedish people?
I know who Armada is. I didn't know he was from Sweden. No, but I don't know him. I've never met him. So, like, I don't have any opinion. I just heard of his name.
So
I know
who's
he
your
plays
least
Smash.
favorite?
I mean, I don't know Armada, so I would have to go with him, I guess. I don't know. I don't know any Swedish people other than
Armada
Leffen.
Leffen, bro.
Yeah, I only know Leffen. I think that's about it. So I guess Leffen.
Across your different communities, everyone is united in hating Leffen for some reason. Why? Why does everyone hate Leffen?
Yeah, I'm not a Leffen hater, but I can definitely give context because I was competing at the same time that Leffen was like coming up and also like at the peak. Melee was also like in probably like the finest moment when it was like post-documentary and you know it's like Five Gods era and he was like the one to break the narrative and he was like, you know, he was pretty vocal about it on Twitter and you know, put down some of our childhood heroes, and so I think people had a problem with it.
Were you one
and
of the gods?
It's like followed him. Me? No, I'm definitely not one of the gods. I wish. But yeah, I think that was a big part of it. He would also, yeah, he would beat our childhood heroes and he would like kind of laugh about it. So yeah.
Damn.
But I don't think it was like, it wasn't bad, you know, in the spirit of the game.
No, yeah, I don't think anyone actually like hates him, but it's
I don't know. I think people
Yeah,
hate
people hate
Leffen.
No,
Yeah.
people do hate.
Yeah, he's definitely hated, like real hate.
right here.
so because you can kind of break it down for Street Fighter. So the context I saw with Street Fighter hating Leffen was YouTube compilations of Street Fighter pros hating on Leffen for 7 minutes straight.
Bro, that thing is so dumb though. Like they have me in there and I don't even hate on Leffen.
I feel like
I
5
just
minutes
talk
has to
about
be
him
guys.
not knowing how to fight Gao, and I'm like, bro, how is that hating? Snake Eyes actually hated. He talked about his acne. Like that's actually.
I feel
just
like
hating.
I feel like
That's just
I
weird
haven't
to be
watched the
honest.
video. I haven't watched the video. I feel like 5 minutes has to be Snake Eyes just like
Yeah, Snake Eyes was that. He actually do hate Leffen though. I don't know what they have, but like they or I don't know but Snake Eyes hates Leffen for some reason. Like every time he sees him, he talk like something personal about him. I don't know. It's real hate there, I guess.
They didn't even interact in Strive, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, Snake Eyes don't go to any tournaments. But he's a real hater. And his home, he just likes to hate on people. I don't know what's wrong with that guy.
he's definitely a real talker for somebody that doesn't go to tournaments. Don't tell him I said that though.
No, that whole hate was after, because like wasn't Leffen invited to like this Street Fighter invitation? It was like after Leffen won Evo, and then people like counters like he's one of the greatest fighting game players of all time after winning, and then that's when people from other fighting games started to chip in and be like, no, like you know the Street Fighter and all those other games.
Yeah, I mean, he only plays Guilty Gear, though. He's not really good at fighting games. I wouldn't say he's great at fighting games.
Why you looking at me while you're saying that?
Oh, no, and I'm
No,
not.
why
And
you
I
looking at
just
me while
looked
you're saying
over there.
that?
I'm not even trying to. I'm just saying, like, I don't think that's great at fighting games. He plays that and Dragon Ball. They're like party fighting games. I feel like it's not that crazy. Everyone has a chance to be good at those games.
If you
I
want to
think.
say something to me, bro, you could. You just
I'm not trying to say anything. I just think those games.
I know you feel all high
So-
and mighty because we all switched to your game. You know?
No, it's just very easy. Like, those games are just random.
Unless
And,
he's just attacking.
and like, a lot of people just win in those games. There's never a solid person, like, ever to win multiple times. I think those games are just random.
Your
Those
boy
games are random.
won Evo and World Tour.
Who?
Your son.
Oh, Hikari?
that was-
Bro, I don't care about this game's still random.
But he did the thing you told him he couldn't do.
It's not consistent, bro.
He did the thing he
Everyone
said he
left
couldn't
the
do.
game though at
Come on,
that
bro.
time. No one was playing
Alright,
anymore.
but Wawa
All the
did it.
French
But
people
Wawa
left.
did it. But Wawa did it.
Huh?
Wawa did it. Wawa?
Yeah, no one was playing the game, bro. It was only
Huh?
cool when
Alright,
Goichi was
did
on it. Yeah. Then people played. It was a little different.
Okay, Goichi did it.
But it don't count, bro.
How I don't count?
Because he was already the best fighting game player of all those people who played
But
Dragon
Sonic
Ball.
played. Sonic did it too.
Nah.
So it still don't count?
Nah.
It still don't count?
Nah.
Why?
Nah.
Alright,
Dragon Ball's a party game, bro.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, it's not a real fighting game, bro.
So, anyways, the reason why people hate Leffen.
It's about to be the reason I hate Punk.
I'm not coming at your game, bro. It's okay to
Alright,
play
bro.
those games.
Alright, bro.
I just don't.
All right, bro. Let's get back
just
to
think they're party games.
let's get to the hand.
Don't
Let's
get
get to the
personal.
hand, bro. You think I'm nice? Yes or no?
Yeah, you're good at fighting games.
You
It's
better
not,
think I'm nice. Thank you.
you
Next.
can play the games and you can play those games and be good.
Yeah, I kind of get it. Like games can be scrubby, and like you could still be good at fighting games.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with it.
Nah, bro.
I feel like you got offended because you went
Yeah,
Evo for
I
guilty.
did not get
I think you
offended,
got-
no.
I think I hit a little nerve
No.
there. It definitely hit a little nerve. It's okay.
Calm down.
It's
bro.
okay.
Calm down, bro.
Melee a real fighting game.
You some melee?
Yeah,
I respect melee.
yeah,
You got to do
100%.
too much in melee.
Melee is so fun.
They thumbs are crazy when I see them play. They be doing some crazy stuff with their thumbs, not gonna lie.
Why you keep emphasizing their thumbs?
Because like the way they move, like they be move, like I feel like that shit has to get tiring after a while. I
Is
don't
that
know how
every
people
game?
play for so long.
It's every game.
No, you don't. Every game don't move like that fast.
I mean,
all
of
the
course,
time.
every game
yeah.
doesn't move that fast.
Yeah,
right?
no one moves
you
that
still have to
fast.
Do a lot of stuff with your thumbs, no?
But it's not that fast. It's the thing. Like you're not doing that much. Like we playing fighting games, we're hitting forward and backward very slowly. Like they're actually doing like
That's you, bro.
really
You be
fast.
fucking always shimmying, bro. That's why you be hitting.
Yeah, but that's slow. Like I hit the button, I go from like this to this. They're doing this. Like, it's very different. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, Melee probably has, from my limited knowledge of playing a little bit of Strive and Tekken and such, I think Melee is the biggest like tech skill like ceiling. There's so many small things that you can mess up, and I find that like Melee's buffer system is pretty punishing, I'd say. Like learning Strive, I would do something and like 2 seconds later it'd buffer. I'd be like, oh, this is, like Strive has a lot of different combinations, and of course you can mess it up, but it doesn't feel like if the whole buffer thing feels very lenient
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah, it's pretty high windows, like buffer windows in newer fighting games, I feel like.
Yeah. It's just like people forget Melee's like an old ass game. Like it doesn't look super old, but like
Yes,
other-
it does.
no, come on.
Yes, it does.
You think it looks old?
Yes.
Yeah. You think Melee looks old?
Bro, your game
Oh,
looks
it still
ancient.
looks beautiful.
No, I think it's gorgeous. I think it looks awesome.
I think it's just the right amount of pixels.
Just the right amount.
But regardless, like games from like early 2000s, late 90s, the buffer window for everything is like tiny. So it's just crazier. Different kind.
Isn't Melee's buffer literally 0?
No, there's buffer for some things, and like because you never like have to special cancel things like that, but there is still like a natural buffer with the game.
Okay.
So it can never be 0. That's kind of how it is.
So like, would you know just like off the top of your head, like how many frames of buffer does Melee get?
It depends on like moves, certain character moves. It's not like a collective like how many frames. Like the console itself has like an in game like like a frame delay or so.
Yeah, frame or
But,
two, something like that.
But other than that, there's no like, you do like the wave dash doesn't buffer for you if you do it even a like couple frames late. You know, if you do a couple frames late, you just miss the wave dash. You know.
Right.
And JC like Magic JC grab, you can just buffer just by holding X and Z. Like that's I feel like that would be the fighting game equivalent if it was like other.
That's something that like what Rivals does. You can mistime like your wave dash and you'll get it.
Which is why I'll never play it.
Oh, whoa, okay. Okay.
Damn.
Are you saying that melee players will forever be better than Rivals players?
I mean, Rivals. I mean,
I don't even know what that game is. I'm gonna be honest.
they're pretty on the nose. I mean, they're like, yeah, that's a wave dash. You know.
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, we're inspired through melee. Or, you know, we're inspired.
Yeah,
Melee's mechanics.
it's definitely like an homage to it. So like the best Rivals player will be the best Rivals player, best melee player will be the best melee player. There is a few players who do like some overlap, but there's not like a
All right, but you handle that, right?
What?
You handle that, right?
Absolutely not. No, those players destroy me. I can only excel in melee. Like for Project M, which we're allowed to talk about Project M on here, right? Okay, yeah. But like for Project M, like no, I was horrible at that game. Which is like,
What's the difference? I thought it was supposed to be like a melee version of Brawl.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So it's like Brawl modded to act like melee, but there's so many like little inconsistencies. Like the thing that bothered me was like the camera. Like I'd get a headache playing it. I don't know. It was weird. Maybe I'm just old now.
You're definitely old. But it's a mod, so I understand.
So why did no one clap for Leffen when he won in Strive?
Because I wasn't there.
Is that a thing? I don't know.
Because he
I didn't
won
know
with
that was a thing.
HC. HC's boring.
He also won with a guy that uses a gun.
And it kind of like already happened already. It's like we already saw HC win Evo. So, I mean, it was still like his path was like pretty crazy. He still had to beat like Numenheimer in Grands. I mean, Numenheimer was playing crazy that tournament. Still like I don't know, like a feat, you know?
Yeah.
It just like
So the arena was just quiet.
Oh yeah, they panned to the crowd and people were just like,
I've never seen it. I don't know.
Strive has like crazy character hate. You could be like the best player ever, but like on like some character nobody likes, and it's just like it doesn't matter.
That was when Happy Chaos was like broken, right? That was before.
He's always broken.
Well,
That's the thing.
Yeah, I know he's still broken, but like at the time, it was when it like was HC at like the peak of. Like, was that the best HC was at the time?
The second best.
It was like a year after HC was the best he's ever been, and he was still broken.
Yeah.
Like he was still like top 2, top 3. But yeah, like the Evo before, he was like when he won last Evo, like he was top 1 for sure. Yeah.
Uncontested, the GOAT, the greatest of all time to ever do it. That character gave me nightmares. All right. Punk, why did you not use Akuma in grand finals of Evo?
That actually what it say? Or
No.
No. There's no way it says that. I don't think it would say that. That'd be weird. One Evo.
I need to the question. I don't know why. How did your first year of competing compare to your most recent? I guess I'll go first. Well, considering that I was dog water my first year, and now I am an Evo champion, I would say that it is a vast difference in my level of competition and skill level.
but were you always bad? Or like when you started, like you were bad for that whole year or
It was like top 8 local level. Like it wasn't
That's
literally anything. It wasn't anything
good.
special.
though, right?
That's like
not
winning one match.
Okay.
But yeah, well, and like throughout the first year, I obviously got better day by day, and then it was mostly till COVID where it was just like an acceleration in skill level, and then I'm here.
So like from my first year to now, it's pretty big. I feel like even then I won some tournaments though, but I feel like it is very different now, at least when I go to tournaments now. Back then, people didn't really kind of mob me. I kind of get mobbed at tournaments these days when I go to tournaments. So I feel like I guess like the popularity changed a lot than when I used to go to tournaments back then. So I would say that's probably like the biggest thing.
But you started off good?
Yeah, I would say that when I started going to tournaments,
Yeah.
it took me maybe like 2 or 3 tournaments to win my first major.
Oh,
So yeah, it wasn't
okay.
very long.
Okay, well,
I'm
damn.
sorry. I want to add a question to this, just because I can. What year did you first start competing?
In 2016.
Oh, you're pretty close to me, actually.
Yeah, I don't
3
think
years
we're too far away. Dragonball didn't come out too many years after that.
Yeah, I didn't start for year 1 Dragon Ball though. Started 19.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Now I feel old as hell.
You are.
I started
That's what I keep telling you.
18 years ago. So that's crazy. Yeah, because I was 12 years old. 18 years ago.
In the
I
arcade, huh?
I can't do math. 06, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
06.
I was playing fighting games then, but I didn't play any tournaments. I was way too young.
Yeah.
2006.
I think for me in 2006, I didn't go to a lot of tournaments, but I was definitely really good. And at the time, I didn't want to call myself a natural because you don't ever really want to do that. But looking back now, I think I was definitely like picked it up very naturally. So my first year though, like I didn't go to tournaments really because my parents didn't let me because I was 12 years old. You know, there's like grown ass men there.
That's your
So
curfew.
yeah, but my last year competing was 21 in COVID. So that last year was crazy because I was going to play for one more year. I was going to play 21 to 22, but then COVID hit. And so then I was like, okay, I think now is like the proper time to retire. And so, and then because I wanted to work in esports. So that was kind of the pipeline, but it was like accelerated by 1 year. So it kind of did suck. I don't know how to compare my first year and my last year though. They're like so polar opposite. But I guess like my priorities really changed, like from like really having fun, and then when it turned into like a job.
I was just gonna say, what about you, Jmook? Like, how long have you been like playing?
I've coming up 10 years now. Started in 2014, like late 2014. Similar to you, like first year and I guess current year for me was drastically different. I think even by like 1 year in, I was still like barely, you know, top 16 at the regional or whatever. In 2 years though, I went from like barely playing, like showing up to my first tournament to finally defeating my like Smash sensei who's been playing since 07, like was there for like the OG, the MLG days. Melee was always like, it was like my second life where it's like I'm in school, but I'm like watching VODs in the back of the classroom. I'm like studying notes, just like an absolute nerd. I took it more seriously then than now. I wanted to just obsess over it, you know, when you're like 13 or 14 and you like get into something, it's all you want to do, you know. Second you get off the bus, you just want to grind and grind and grind. I remember at one point I was like practicing tech skill and like was like 14 in the middle of the night, had the CRT on like low brightness, and I was like practicing under a blanket because I didn't want my parents to hear me. So I was just like sitting there, just like huddle over, just like silently practicing my text. I was like, I'm gonna beat him one. I mean, next weekend, see me. But compared to now, I mean, it's pretty crazy because I never thought this would be a career outlet. It was something that I used to tap into like my competitive side, and I used that to like, you know, because I was around dudes like 10, 15 years older than me, you know. And it was kind of like it's like I'm gonna whoop these old guys and show them I'm the new hotness. And yeah, I was watching you, dude.
I know.
In eighth grade, I was like,
It's so weird.
damn, dude.
Yeah, it's honestly so strange. In one of the Evo promos, there's like a shot of me competing and him is like he's right behind me or something like that with a little USA bandana on. Yeah,
That's
weird.
wild.
You guys are like
Strange.
fucking. I don't even know what to even call you guys. Like it's like past generations.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
Like senseis.
I'm not like his sensei because I didn't like teach him. I'm just like, I don't know, whatever word there is for like senior competitor or something like that.
Probably that word right there that you just used.
Yeah, but I'm not going to call myself a senior. I'm a senior.
You said it.
I'm just graduated.
It's out there now.
Graduated. There we go.
I'm like by far the youngest here as far as like when I started. I started in 2018. I played like the last like MK9 tournament that happened. It was like a throwback one at Combo Breaker 2018. And I had just like gone to like beg my parents like, please let me go. Like I saved up for a bus ticket, like please let me go. And like I feel like the biggest difference was like I didn't even know there's like a fighting game scene really. I just like, oh, I really just want to play this tournament and like see how I do. I get like 9th. I had to fight Sonic. Yes, I had to fight Sonic and winners to make top 8, and then I was just Sonic, and then was the next person for 9th. I was like, all right, that was cool.
How bad was it?
It was pretty free. It's pretty free.
Is there a VOD?
How old were you at the time?
Sorry. How old was I? I was like 17.
Okay,
Yeah.
was it recorded? Is there a VOD?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay,
Like,
okay.
This is pre before I even went by Razzo, before I like transitioned at all. Like this is just like it might be out there still. And the funny thing was that tournament, like Sonic asked to borrow my pad
Oh no.
like before then, like just in pools and stuff, like because you had to bring in a 360 pad, and I think tournaments weren't on 360 at the time. Like we were just doing the throwback tournament for MK9 on the 360 because that's like the best console to run it on. That was like the tournament standard. But I think most fighting games that year were on PS3 or PS4.
PS4, I think 2018.
PS4 might have been
yeah.
out in 2018. I actually forget.
It was, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I only went to play MK9, so I only had the 360 pad. So Sonic like asked to borrow it from me. I was like, oh my god, you're Sonic! Like you're like one of the only people I like recognize here. It's like it's cool. And then like I realized like, oh, there's actually like other fighting games here. And like if it weren't for that tournament, I wouldn't have even like existed.
Whoa,
Yeah. It's cool.
crazy.
And then I feel like nowadays it's like people like recognizing me is like crazy. Cause like that first tournament, I just got to sit down and play casuals with whoever, right? And like it was just, I don't know, the people just played the game with you. I feel like nowadays I can't sit down places too often without people just being like, at least in Strive areas especially, like, without just being like, yo Razzo, like can you like sign this or like take a picture? But yeah, like competitively, I feel like I have goals now, which is cool. I kind of just like when I entered back then, I definitely just wanted to just play. I was like, oh, I remember like cooking online, so it's like let me just see like how I do like in person. But now it feels like I just like have a reason to be there besides just like how well I do in the game.
Okay. How do you feel about crossover characters? Parentheses, Terry, NSF.
We need Akuma in Tekken 8. How about that?
Why not Strive?
Yes.
Okay.
Strive has enough characters.
I just want to like reignite their horrors of Tekken 7.
Tekken 7 Akuma was so funny.
Crossover characters. I guess Smash is just one big crossover universe, but I think they're like awesome, especially nowadays. Like the DLC character like gets this community maybe hype about Street Fighter more. You know, more people who are into KOF are like, oh, maybe I'll try this. More people who are into Street Fighter try KOF. I think it's just like a net positive for like all fighting games.
It's like a why not thing, right? Like, who's really gonna get upset about freaking Joker and Smash? Like, are we really gonna get mad about that?
I think there's a subtle balance because yeah, I'm a fan. I think it is a net positive. Unless there's already 78 characters, then it's like, okay, then hey, what are we doing? What are we, like? You tell me I gotta learn all these matchups, you know, like 4 different clones of a character that are objectively the same character. They just like, oh, this one's like a little faster. Ooh, like. Ooh,
Are you talking about like Marth in Ultimate? Or?
Sora characters in Ultimate for sure.
Okay.
But like, yeah, that's a decent example. But I think there's a balance of like, A, is this character necessary? Is it too similar to other characters? Because I do like a smaller roster on average. I think that is good. And once you start adding all these DLC happy-go-lucky characters, then it's like, okay, then.
You don't like Hero?
Huh?
You don't like Hero?
No.
I like Hero, but I like Random. I also like Steve because I like Chaos, like Minecraft Steve. But that said, I don't compete in that game. And if I had to, I would probably hate them. So like I don't know. It's a different perspective from the outside because Melee doesn't get patched. You know, we don't get characters. So I can just be from the outside.
Yeah, for me, I like crossover characters. I think it's very cool to bring another character into the game, and you know, it kind of always get like a fan base for another game. They get hype, and it makes them at least like want to try that game out for at least a short period of time to see how they like that character. So I think that's like cool to bring some of those guys in from over those games. Some of the really good players, they'll come over and try it out. So I think that's always a good thing to have like those people transition over. And I think the characters from other games is cool, so you can actually learn about them. A lot of people don't play different fighting games, so you actually get that character in your game and you get to learn like their moves and know a little bit of how they play, but with your game's mechanics kind of.
So we've heard a lot of really good things about 2XKO. Would this be one of the first bad things? Because their character base is going to be from the league champ pool. And I think there's like already like 180?
I think there's like 200. I could be wrong. Characters?
I don't think it really matters though. Like that, if a game don't have crossover characters, you don't really need it. It's just cool if they do, but I don't think anyone really cares if they come or not. They don't really ask for it. It's kind of something that happens and they're like, oh, that's pretty cool that they adding him in the game.
Yeah, I don't think it's like anything really that anybody's gonna stress over, like not having. It's like a bonus.
Really, I kind of think the 2XKO fan base is gonna want like a Valorant agent. You know what I mean? Like
I heard people talk about Valorant. Yeah.
Yeah,
as,
like
a potential.
I think they might actually like kind of ask for it. Maybe not like demand or be upset that they're not in, but like I think that people are gonna want it to be in the game.
If I were them, I would decline.
Why?
Because it'd be funny.
I'm seeing this all over. What's this whole Terry and Street Fighter thing? Because I know that's like
50.
recently got announced, right?
No, he's out. Like he came out already.
He just came out?
Yeah.
Are people positive about it, or are people like complaining?
No one complained. Everyone think it's cool.
He's not broken enough, that's why.
Yeah, I was gonna say if no one complained, he's probably not like.
But he's not broken at all.
Okay.
He's just a normal character.
Yeah, I don't like when like the new DLC hot characters just like
They're usually broken though.
stupid.
They
busted
are.
They
for no
usually are
reason.
I
broken.
love that shit when it's a character that I want to play.
But on the flip side, when the character's really bad, it's like underwhelming because you're bringing someone new in, and it's like, oh well, they're not good, so it's like I don't
When
know.
the character's really bad, that's actually the worst thing to ever happen because they're gonna get buffed to like GOAT status, like Aki.
Augie's not that good, right?
She
Nah,
wasn't.
She's very good now.
No, but not like GOAT status.
No, she's very good. Like really good now.
Like GOAT status.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm thinking like a Bedman situation, like bad for so long. Now like good, but
Now he's
just, like,
decent.
whatever.
Yeah.
yeah,
But then there's Johnny.
yeah.
There's
problem.
Sin was terrible at launch.
Okay, so we have 4 options here. We could choose what our topic is going to be here. So one is, what do you wish more people knew about your community? That's a good one. Which fighting game community has the
I'm gonna
best
keep that one
fans
in the
or the
trash.
worst?
I'm gonna keep that also one in the trash.
What were you talking about?
And not continue.
Okay. Which fighting game community beefs the most?
Okay, we're gonna
And why are fighting games so inclusive?
Oh, we're
How
gonna
could they improve?
We're gonna take that one actually. Yeah, the other 3 we will avoid. I think we'll take that one last one.
I feel like fighting games inclusive. Honestly, it's because people just think combos are very hard. I think it's the biggest reason people don't really play fighting games. They see long combos and they think like, oh, I'll never really be able to do that. But nowadays, combos are very easy. Anyone can really pick up a controller. You can mash out combos in a lot of games now. It doesn't take any time anymore, really. Fighting games, I feel like, became a lot easier for people. And there's a lot of guides out that help people nowadays. I think back in the day, there was none of that stuff. So you kind of got into the game and you had to really learn yourself with no help, really. But now there's a lot of help since a lot of people stream and there's a lot of YouTube videos nowadays. So I feel like now is very easy to get into, but I feel like the past problems kind of made a lot of people not really want to play fighting games as much.
Back in my day, we had to do 7 one-frame links to do 20%.
Which game?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, but I think more so like than just like gameplay wise, like inclusivity, like it's a very like open community, you know what I mean? Like it's very welcoming, I like to imagine, and I think the community just like kind of lends itself to be like that. So I don't know. Any thoughts on why that is?
I think another big component is just it doesn't really matter where you come from, who you are, like what your persona is. If you do a sick combo or express yourself in a sick way in the game, people are going to like appreciate that. They're like, thank you for like showing us the way you play this game. That's what I love about fighting games is that it doesn't like old, young, wherever you come from. If you bring something that's new and exciting, that you make it brings everyone together. That's not necessarily saying that like you have to be, in order to be included, you have to be good, you have to be respected. It's because there's a lot of VTubers that come together too. It's not like that. I think it's a matter of the game is, fighting games are accessible and demographics can vary widely, and regardless, people can still, of any background, can come together to appreciate one thing and just try and push the game.
I was gonna say, because fighting games, you're kind of just forced to queue up online like by yourself, like besides I guess like 2xKO or whatever. But I think it makes it easier compared to like team games where you're kind of like forced into a team with people that you don't know, right? Mm-hmm. It makes it easy to like want to blame your teammates or like flame them, or sometimes they flame you, and there's so much like room for like potential just like toxicity. Mm-hmm. Whereas like with fighting games, like there's like still toxicity, but I feel like you get more of a chance to like have something good come out of it. On average, like you're not stuck, like you're going into these matches just wanting to play against other people, right? Like it's interaction that you're asking for, and there's no like getting stuck with bad teammates, I guess. So I would say that there's like wanting like a rival or like a training partner or something. Like there's stuff like that you won't really get in team games. Just like the casual like player will just never see.
Yeah, a lot of people also want their teammates to be like a certain way, and like like maybe they want like every teammate to be like super vocal or something like that. But you just want to like get on and chill and mash, and don't like, you can just like set your own goals and whatnot. You don't have to worry about like what other people think. I think that's like also a really important thing. So people will go to like these fighting game events with that in mind. Also like, oh, I have my own goals. Like, I saw it was a dope meta tweet like yesterday or today, said like, your limits are not my limits. Like, I think that's so cool. It's just about like setting your own standards, and yeah, I think that's dope. It's like a common thing.
Alcoholic tells you.
Everyone's first LAN experience, it sounds like, is overwhelmingly positive. Like, how many friends do you think you made from your first LAN? It sounds like everyone made friends by going through their first LAN.
I honestly don't really think I made any my first time going. All the people I know, I kind of just knew them for years online until we finally just met in person. So, but I didn't really talk to any like random people that I didn't know, because I was just a random person also. So kind of just know who you know online, and if they at the tournament, you kind of just talk to those people. But I wouldn't say I met anyone new my first tournament.
Yeah, but I think that kind of counts, right? It's like kind of like solidifying like being friends with them and like really seeing them. I think that counts for what Andrew was talking about.
Were you like young at the time? Was that?
Yeah, my first time I was 17. 17.
Okay, both of you 17.
I got to meet like some of the people I play online. I didn't like instantly become friends with them, but like eventually, obviously, I did. But I talked to them like a little bit, and then went back and forth, and then eventually get friends.
Some of the best people I've met have been through the game.
Yeah.
Period. So many different kinds of people I've met best friend through the game, and also fighting games in particular. The LAN component of it, I think, is so important for a healthy, inclusive community, because you gotta talk to another person in person. You can't hide behind a monitor and be a warrior on the keys. Like, you can't, you have to interact. You have to be social, even if you're like, shy. Like I was shy, but I found my way, and I developed social skills through going to tournaments, meeting people from all over. And I think that's important compared to League or other games where it's, obviously it's team-based, but they're not like meeting up for like a LAN, But I do appreciate the LAN component of fighting games, because I don't think I would like cherish these online people as much, even if they're like solid people. I would be like, well, I don't like hang out with you in person.
Yeah, another thing is like, when you're really passionate about the game and other people are as well, they see you, like, they can really see you at your worst. and they can also really see you at your best. That's kind of like the room is full of all of that, you know? And so I think that's like really dope. And I think that's something that like people will just naturally respect about you if they come from like a similar approach with how they're like, they funnel their passion of the game, you know?
Thank you all for watching the FlyFighters Roundtable, the United Nations of FGC. Be sure to let us know in the comments below what we should do next and what you hate about Leffen.